Well, welcome back to the log cabin. Today I'm in the greenhouse and I'm kind of piddling a little bit with my sweet potato slips, trying to get them rooted. They don't look very good. I'm going to wait a little bit and then pretty soon they'll get nice and rooted, and then when the ground gets warm, and here in the Midwest, probably in May or so, I'll go ahead and plant them. But what I wanted to do is talk to you guys because we had a few comments on one of our last videos that I did in the garden, and they were wanting to know what were all these like dead things hanging here in my greenhouse. And I wanted to show you my little seed saving hack that I do. It might be like the lazy man's seed saving hack, but I wanted to show you because it works out very well for me, and I've been doing it over the past few years and it works out great. So what I do toward the end of the season, very late fall, even into like early winter or so, when everything has dried up and died, I have the whole plant. Like here's my marigolds. What I'll do is I'll just pull them right out of the ground, and I can take them in the barn or in the outside kitchen or someplace where they're not going to get wet, and I let them hang. And then when it comes time for me to start planting them, then I bring them here into the greenhouse and I plant. So here I have my cilantro, I have my dill down here, and I have my basil. I have Thai basil and holy basil. So all I do, let's say here's my, let me make sure. Yeah, this is the holy basil. So all I do, these are tons and tons of seeds. So what I'll do is I'll just get them off here and I'll plant them in my pots. Sometimes I'll direct sow them, and I just put tons of them, and then I have them all the time. So whenever I'm wanting to make more dill, so once my dill, I have the great big like elephant, the big giant dill, and it goes to seed or starts to flower, then I'll go ahead and I'll just keep planting it all throughout the season. So right now I have dill in the garden that's growing pretty big right now, and I just put these seeds out. And so I have seeds, and I give away seeds, and I have lots of seeds forever and ever and ever. Now, I'm going to show you another thing that I do that I like. And here is something else that I do with my peppers, the smaller peppers. I'll just pull the whole plant out. So these are my serrano peppers from last year. So if I would take one of these and open it up, look at all the seeds that are in there. So those are my seeds. And then I'll just go ahead and plant them. I've already planted a bunch of them in pots, and so pretty soon they'll go ahead and start to get my little seedlings, and they'll start to grow. And I also do it like, you know, here's my chili peppers. So you could do it with all your peppers. It works out great, and I just keep the whole plant, and then that way I don't have to really mess with it until it's time for the season. And it works out wonderfully for me. So that's how I save my seeds every year. And then I have a lot of seeds. So saving seeds does not have to be complicated. I'm just kind of simulating nature, how it would kind of go through the cycles. But I want you guys to follow me now, because I want to show you an easy little hack that I came up with for my raised beds to kind of help with predators. If you have raccoons, or if there's chickens coming in your garden, or guineas, or birds, or deer, or whatever getting in your garden, this, and cats especially, this will definitely help. So I want you guys to follow me. So most of you guys know I absolutely adore my raised beds. I love them. They're the best way to plant things in, and successful no matter what the weather is that you have, if it's too hot or if it's too cool, or if you're getting too much water or not enough water. So I really love to grow in these. However, there's one thing that happens sometimes, especially early in the season, is when you start planting, things like to get in your dirt and dig, like your cats, or it can be your chickens. Like, we didn't have any problems, but sometimes we notice a lot of these chickens are kind of jumping over, getting over the fence, and the guineas. I know a lot of people have deer problem. You have rabbits. Sometimes will go in there and you see some of the tops of your things are just eaten all the way down. It's like, what did that? You know, the rabbits and things like that. So what I've done is I was using chicken wire like this, or like the old tomato cages that I would place over it, because I want my things to start growing and filling out, and once they get filled out, for me pretty much I'll take my wire away or my tomato cages away. The problem with these chicken wires is they poke you You get scratched up, it gets caught on your clothes. I mean, it's just really very irritating. And then it's hard to get apart, and then it gets all crinkly, and it was definitely a problem. So I came up with a solution that has worked out great this past year, and I want to show you. This is my secret weapon against cats, against chickens, against birds, against rabbits, against deer, whatever. This is my secret weapon. It is like a multi-purpose netting, and I want to show you how easy this is to work with. Now the beds that we have here are 4 foot wide. So look how simple it is. I just put it at the end and I roll it up because I want a little overhang on both sides. I just need to make it a little longer. But you know how hard it is when you guys are working with chicken wire? It always gets kinked up, it cuts you up. And this is easy, it's light. It's perfect. And then all I need is my scissors. So half the time when I always, Doug would be busy and I'm like, Doug, you need to come and help me cut this wire. It would hurt my hands and I couldn't get it. It would take forever because you have to do every single of the holes in it. So all I do is with this, it's very simple. You just cut it. It's really, really easy. Doesn't hurt my hands. And then that way what I'll do is I think these rolls are 100 foot long. And I did with 100 feet, I think I did 9 beds. So, and it goes, I think it's about $40 at the Farm and Home. So this was a great solution for me. And that way I can just keep using it year after year. And it won't take up any room when I'm storing it in the greenhouse. Doug's working hard on some more raised beds for me too. And besides that, have you guys ever tried to store chicken wire? It's a mess. Gets all tangled up. This is very, very easy. I have been so happy with this. And there you go, sort of like a little tablecloth. So that way it'll protect your young seedlings if anyone wants to get in there, because they get tangled up in here and they don't like it. And then if you're going to have little bitty plants that you want to put in there, I'm going to show you a way that you can kind of rig this up where it kind of lifts and elevates it. So there's lots of ways you can use this. Some people, if you want to, you can even staple it on here or put some rocks on the corner or some boards. However you want to do it, it'll work and it stays down there. And it's really nice. We get great big winds here. It stays on there really good with the winds. So I'm very happy. And when you look at it, it doesn't look like an eyesore. It looks pretty nice. So now let me show you my little rig up that I have for when the plants start to grow. So as you can see around here, I have my onions that are growing, the arugula is growing. So I just stuck my rain gauge here and then I just kind of tented it over and I just put some boards in the corner. Let's say you don't have a rain gauge. Maybe you could stick like this little pepper cage down in there in the middle of it, and then that way then you could drape it over it and that would work just as well too. So I just wanted to show you my old way I used to do it. I just got a bunch of old tomato cages and I just crushed them like this, and then I would lay them over my things that are growing. But my netting is by far the best way. It'll keep everything out and I'm very, very happy with it. So Farm and Home, get a big roll like 100 foot and it works great. So for us to do all our beds, because Doug is making me quite a few more, two rolls of that stuff will cover it, and then I'll have those forever because it's not going to really, nothing's going to happen to it, and it's very, very handy. So I'm gonna get going. I got a few more to cut. So what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna plant some fennel. I have some bronze fennel. I've wanted to plant fennel. I didn't plant it last year like I wanted to, but we had gone to the Heirloom Expo last year and I had seen all this fennel just growing wild all over, like we have dandelions around here, and I just love it because Doug and I enjoy a cup of fennel tea after dinner because it's really good for digestion. So what I'm going to do here is I top dress these. We had the topsoil, or the raised bed mix, and then I had some compost on top. So I'm going to make sure that I mix it all together, and then I'm going to go ahead and plant my fennel because it's a perennial here and it should come back every year. It'll be one of those gifts that keeps on giving. And I just love the smell of fennel. And it tastes good. So how many of you guys like fennel? Plant them about a foot apart because they will get pretty big. And definitely you want to keep this contained because it's one of those things that could kind of just keep moving on and multiplying every year. So Doug made me a little bed so that I'm able to contain them. Planting, I think, about 5 little rows of them. See how it goes. Something new for me. We get comfortable in our ways, you know, you plant the same things, you know, you plant the same cucumbers and the same tomatoes, same kind of greens. So you guys try to think out of the box and try something different. And I've been wanting to do this for 3 years, so finally I'm doing it. So I'm excited. It smells so good. You guys like licorice? That licorice smell and taste? Okay. Hopefully this should germinate within 7 to 14 days, so I'm going to water it good. It's got good drainage here. So hopefully we'll have some fennel babies soon, and we'll keep you updated on their progress. What I'm doing here is with these littler beds, I'm putting them around some of my perennials. So this is Comfrey, and it accidentally got squished by the rocks here. And I want you guys to subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and stay tuned because in the next couple of weeks this should really pop out. Comfrey is a very hardy plant. It's a wonderful medicinal type thing that you can use for so many different things. And it gets pretty big and it's beautiful. It has really pretty little purple flowers on it. So this is going to be its own bed for itself, and it's going to turn into this beautiful plant. So I want you to stay tuned and let's watch what happens to this poor little plant that got crushed. And then in a couple of weeks it's going to start to look pretty good. Well, it's starting to rain. I gotta hurry up and get things put away and get going. I hope you guys got a couple tips about maybe saving the seeds or even that netting. I really thought the netting was a wonderful idea when I saw it. So leave a comment below if you're gonna try to save seeds like I did, or maybe if you already are, or if you're gonna try the netting, because it really works. And especially if you guys have cats or you're having any kind of pest, it really works well. Have an awesome day, and I will see you guys later. Bye.